Okay.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to my friends. My name is Shafi Aiman bin Shamsuri.
And my name is Muhammad Lutfi Hilman bin Zulkifli. And today we will be talking about the effects of bullying and cyberbullying towards young children, young girls.
Moving on to the next slide. The first one is introduction. Bullying involves repeated harmful behavior, whether physical, verbal, or social, that causes distress to the victim. This behavior has expanded into the digital world, leading to cyberbullying. Bullying is repeated, intentional behavior meant to hurt or control another person. It can be physical, like hitting or pushing, verbal, such as insults and threats, or social, like spreading rumors or excluding someone. What makes bullying harmful is the imbalance of power, where the victim feels helpless. Cyberbullying, on the other hand, happens online through the social media, messaging apps, and games. It includes sending hurtful messages, sharing embarrassing photos, or spreading false information. Cyberbullying can feel even worse because it can happen anytime, anywhere, and the content spreads quickly. Next is purpose. The first one is to understand how bullying and cyberbullying affect Malaysian students. By looking at real experiences, we can see how harmful these behaviors can be to young people. The second one is to raise awareness about the seriousness of bullying and cyberbullying. Many people still see these issues as normal or harmless, so increasing awareness helps communities recognize that they are real problems that need attention. Third one is to develop better prevention and intervention strategies. With the right knowledge, we can create programs that guidelines that protect students more effectively. And lastly, to promote positive behavior among children. By understanding the impact of bullying, we can work together to make schools a safer, more supportive place for everyone. And moving on to the background of our topic, the first article is article that explore how raging, which is a form of initiation or harassment by senior students, and general bullying overlap, particularly among adolescent girls.
Meanwhile, the second article that I have provided will cover on the collected data on cyberbullying cases that has been rampant since the rise of the internet and social media up until 2022. Moving on to the central idea of our discussion. So the articles that we have provided will explore on the cases of bullying and cyberbullying by demographics. To stay consistent with our discussion, we will mainly focus on the gender and age groups of the victims of those cases. Now, second is the type of of bullying and cyberbullying, as my friend have mentioned before. Bullying has multiple types where multiple kind of actions can be done to harm the victims of such cases. And third is on the data evidence collected from the credible sources. Every article that we have provided comes with a graph or charts which will showcase anything that we will be discussing further on, which includes the cases on on the victims being adolescent children, boys and girls between the age of 13 to 17.
So moving on to our first bar chart. The first bar chart that I have provided for us is raging and bullying cases in Malaysia. In Malaysia, there were 84% of the total reported cases of children suffering from raging and bullying activities. Nearly 22% of the total reported cases of parents that reported cyberbullying in Malaysia. Among all of other reported cases, the prevalence of bullying among adolescents has become 20% in Malaysia. This large gap suggests two concerning issues. First, a very high prevalence of bullying behavior in schools or educational settings. Second, a low rate of parental reporting or awareness of cyberbullying. Understanding these data points help us see that the intervention must not only reduce incidents of bullying, but also increase parental and community awareness, reporting mechanism, and support systems.
Right? And moving on to the second bar chart, unlike the previous one, this one focuses on the cases in the US more specifically. And as we can see from the chart provided, on the second chart focuses on the gender, and it shows that collectively 49% of girls have suffered from multiple types of bullying, whereas only 42% suffered from such cases. If you look closely, only 30% suffered on many kinds of cyberbullying, whereas 70% only suffered from one kind. In comparison with the boys, where only 24% suffered from multiple types of cyberbullying, whereas 80% suffered from one type. If we look to, if you want to be more specific with these cases, you can look at the chart provided way below over there, where it shows two genders between two age groups from 13 to 14 and 15 to 17. And as we can see, the girls have much more cases of such cyberbullying than that of boys. This, in the end, would result that girls are much more prone to cases of cyberbullying than boys in the US. To conclude everything that we have discussed, while it's true that gender should never be a catalyst on deciding which gender suffered much more worse in bullying and cyberbullying, despite with evidence showcasing that girls have suffered much of these cases more than boys. Regardless of such things, we as the adults, the parents, the teachers, and the government must provide preemptive measures to curb all of these bullying and cyberbullying cases, so these numbers does not increase much more in the future. That is all that we want to discuss. Thank you very much for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.